back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a room tour. I'm going to take you around my studio and show you every corner of it, from my photography table to my vanity. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. You may recognize this if you follow me on Instagram. This is where I take all of my Instagram and my blog pictures. Nothing fancy, just a small glass end table that we used to have in our bedroom, and a couple of, I believe they're placemats from TD. I think they cost maybe €1.50 a piece, but it makes a pretty good setup for my blog photos, and it looks a little bit more professional than what I used to have as a setup. And over here in the corner, which I'm sure some of you might be wondering about, these are just my Disney animator dolls. I used to collect them, and these are just the ones that I have left. In this corner, I have this, this used to be like a clothing closet, or Schrank in German, and we got this from the thrift store for €25. So really, if you're going to buy furniture for your house, or even for setting up a studio or a beauty room or whatever, you really should be checking things like thrift stores because you can save a lot of money. Anyway, moving on, I just keep up here on the top shelf my more expensive makeup items like the Smashbox palette and my Guerlain primer. Excuse me. And up here we do have LED lights that are supposed to kind of light up the shelf, but they don't work as well as I had hoped, so we are going to be replacing them as soon as possible. Here is an organizer that I think I got from Amazon for like 10 bucks or something like that. It's just one of your regular acrylic organizers. It came in a set with like another drawer and a bigger box type thing that I don't use anymore. But I do keep some of my favorites in here. It's not completely organized into favorites, but it will be as soon as I get around to it. And then obviously I just have one of my favorite perfume, my Do the Hula set, and my YSL lipstick. So like I said, just the more expensive items I have in my collection in kind of a display fashion instead of stored with the rest of my makeup. Okay, so on this shelf I store my lip product collection, as you can see, and I store them all in these little organizers. They look like this. They're 24 slots a piece. I got these from Wish. They were $1 a piece. So I think I bought 10 or 12 the first time, and if I turn it around, you can see in some areas it is broken, there is cracks, and some of the plastic is missing. So I did get a refund and a new set, so I did end up having 24 of these for free. If you're ever nervous about shopping on places like Wish or any of those type apps, you really don't have to worry, because if there's anything wrong with your product, they will replace it, and they're really good about that. Anyway, these are mostly organized into brands. Some of them are a little mixed up right now, but most of them, like here's obviously Dose of Colors, and then I've got MAC back here, Lime Crime, Anastasia, Kylie, and then my drugstore brands are over there. I do have to go through and reorganize them, but this is just currently how I have them because this whole setup is rather new and I haven't gotten around to reorganizing everything yet. So let's move on to the next shelf. Down here I just have more of a display shelf. Over in this corner are my makeup brush sets that I use on other people when they come and they want their makeup done. I don't use my personal brushes on clients because that's not sanitary. Over here I have my Too Faced The Chocolate Shop little display box here, and over here is the Grand Hotel Cafe. And then this is just a necklace that I got from a place called Marina Collections. I'm sure some of you have heard of it. I will make an entire video about this. I've been wanting to make it for a while. But this is just more of a display piece because I really don't know of anybody in the world who would wear something like that. So on the next shelf, I have my makeup inventory list in this cute little binder. I've got my Zoeva makeup brush bag, and I've got my nail polish displays. I got these on Amazon, 200 for I think it was €10. And they have numbers on the back, which I'll explain my whole numbering and inventory system when we move on to the next area of my room. But I just painted all of these on here and put numbers on the back. And then in here I have my Sensation nail set. I just bought a cute little box to keep it stored in because I thought the box that it came in wasn't very pretty. And let's move on to the last shelf. And down here I just store my makeup brushes. These are the My Makeup Brush Set oval brushes. They are not Artis brushes. Then I have my Real Technique brushes, my MAC and my Morphe brushes, and then just some off-brand brushes that I use quite often. So let's go ahead and move on to the next area of the room. Okay, so here I have my jewelry stand. I got this at the thrift store for €14, I think. And it's just to store my necklaces. This part up here turns, and I just store necklaces that I wear on a more frequent basis, which actually isn't that frequent. I don't often wear jewelry. But it was a pretty good deal. It's like on a wooden stand down here. This part's made of wood, and this part is obviously metal. So let's move on to the drawers. In this chest of drawers is where I store the bulk of my makeup. I have it organized into categories. So this front one is my mini eyeshadow palettes, and when you pull them out, they are numbered. For example, this is number 1, and that corresponds to my makeup inventory list that I showed you earlier. Each drawer has its own page in the inventory list and has its own numbering system. So these palettes go from 1 to 27, and that way if I want a certain palette and I don't want to dig through all of them, I can pick up my inventory list, see what the name of the palette is, check the number, and then come here and pull out whichever palette it is that I need. My second drawer is my mascara drawer. And that has also 1 through 24, I think it is. And the inventory system works the same way. I mean, obviously with these, it's a little bit easier to see them, but I didn't want to just have an inventory sheet for my eyeshadow palettes. I thought I would do one for everything. The third drawer down is eyeliners. This is another 1 through 27, 26, 27, something like that. And then we have in the next drawer highlighters. These are a little bit unorganized because it's kind of difficult to organize highlighters that come in packaging like this, as opposed to packaging like these. The next drawer down is my eyeshadow sticks. These are, they're not all necessarily sticks, but they're more cream eyeshadows, shadows that don't fit in my single collection. In the next drawer I have my blushes, and those are obviously easy to organize because they're mostly all around. Then in the next drawer we have face powders. These are mostly all organized except for these couple, which don't like to, this one is too large to fit upright, and this one used to sit in the back, but it likes to roll towards the front. Here I have my bronzers and other, like my sculpting palettes, my bronzers, liquid bronzers, powders. In this drawer I have lashes and lash glue. I don't have an inventory system or anything for this yet because I'm still waiting on my House of Lashes lash storybook to come in. So once that comes in, these will be organized, but for now they're just kind of tossed in there. I mean, they're kind of easy to see what they are anyway. And in this drawer we have concealers and color correctors. Down here I have primers and setting sprays and some other products like this that won't really fit into any other category. Eyeshadow primers, face primers, setting sprays, priming sprays. And in the last drawer is all of my foundations. So this chest of drawers cost me €48. Each drawer is 1 foot by 1 foot, and each drawer is 10 centimeters deep. I got this actually free because I had a refund from a different product on Amazon that I had purchased, which didn't work out. So it was actually free for me, but these come in a lot of different sizes. There's smaller ones, and I think there's even bigger ones. I'm not totally sure. But I think this is a great deal and a great way to organize when you have as big of a collection as I do. So let's go ahead and move on to the vanity. So here we have the left side of my vanity, and here's where I have some more drawers that I use for storage. First up, this is obviously where you see I film videos. My background is behind you, behind what you're looking at. And in this cup, I just keep my beauty sponges, Real Technique sponges, beauty blenders, silly sponges, everything that I use that isn't a brush. There is my small mirror that I use that's going to be replaced very soon. It's just sitting on some kind of old container because it's too short for me to use just by itself. And then here in the back, I don't know if you can see, that is my large, actually supposed to be used as a makeup mirror, but I don't use it anymore because I make a lot of sense. Let's move on to the drawers. So in this first area here, I have one side of my single eyeshadows. These are organized by brand, and they are sitting on shelves that my husband built. They're just small, thin pieces of wood that are beveled, and then we added a little shelf type thing with another small piece of wood for them to stand on. I'm going to make a tutorial on how to make one of those the next time we do it. And then on the next shelf, I just have some extras that I don't have a permanent storage place for. I've got some nail polish remover, some makeup wipes, a couple of nail files, some cotton pads, and my Isadora Caring Cleansing Oil. In the top drawer, I have my refills. These are refills for products that I'm currently using that I have an extra or a backup of. And then I have also my brow products in here. Here is the drawer that contains makeup and products that I have yet to label and sort into my storage system. It will be full very soon, I'm sure, because I don't update my storage system as often as I should. And in the bottom drawer is my nail polish. This is another numbering system, 1 through 89. And that is what the numbers on the back of my nail displays correspond to. Each polish has its own number and its own label. And when I want to paint my nails, I just grab my nail displays, pick a color, look at the number, and then grab it from the drawer. So this is obviously the other side of my desk, and there you can see is the cup I keep my everyday brushes in. These are obviously not even half of the collection of brushes that I have. These are just the ones that I gravitate towards using every day. And if I pull out my little slide here, this is my collection of single eyeshadows. This is the larger part to the shelf that I just showed you. They're built the same way. These are sorted by brand / size. Some of them are sorted by brand, and the other ones that are big are set in the back, because that way I wouldn't be able to see my smaller eyeshadows if I put them all by brand. And over there on those two shelves are my large eyeshadow palettes. They are sorted by size and brand. I have quite a few, and they still don't have their own inventory system. I'm still working out how to do that, but that is how they're currently being stored. I do know pretty much what each and every one looks like and what colors are in them, so the inventory system isn't necessarily urgent, but obviously when you have that many eyeshadow palettes, you are going to need some way to tell them apart. Okay, I think that's it.